Aston Villa 1, Liverpool 2. Aston Villa lose the game in the last minutes of the game. Um, I'm not happy again. To be fair, I was going to come on here and say a draw was a really fair result, considering even though Liverpool's poor run of form as of late, it's still Liverpool, that team that have been dominating the world for the past 3 seasons. I was still going to say a draw would have been a fair result today, but to concede and lose the game in that manner in the last few minutes of the game is so really disappointing. It's just really poor. I think there's a lot of questions that need answering today. I think a lot of it points to Dean Smith, really. Um, the Ross Barkley substitution. The guy has not done anything since he's come back from an injury. Has been absolutely crap. Davis made a really big impact against Fulham and practically helped us to win that game. And he's not had a sniff at all. Admittedly, you could have predicted the injuries for the likes of Traore and Trezeguet. Um, but I really just don't see how Barkley is managing to get on that pitch at all anymore. And I think after that performance, I think his time's up. He's got a chance right in the last minute of the game where he gets the ball. Daddy's around for too long. He's got Jacob Ramsey onto the side of him, and ultimately he loses out that ball. They get that attack a minute too late, and they've scored and they've won the game. And I just really didn't think it wasn't that deserved. And I think overall they've only won it because we've just been really poor. I just don't understand how he's getting that substitution to come on. He's been absolutely crap, and it's just not good enough. I thought the team coming out with the start, it was understandable considering Sanson's injured. I would have liked to have seen Davis come on instead of Traore, because I think Traore's just not really been performing at the moment. But I think the problem with Traore, you never know what he's going to do, because I think he's a little bit unpredictable. But I was very happy on finding the team. I thought, we took the lead really well. A nice, really good bit of play from the beginning. I thought he really stepped up to play. I think he was playing with a little bit more freedom because we were playing the two naturally midfielders who were going to sit back and try and defend a little bit more. So I thought he did really well to get that ball into Watkins and obviously put it in the back of the net. He really likes fully scoring against Liverpool. And I think although we had one or two chances, obviously the Trezeguet one that came up inside the crossbar, and the header on from Konza, I think really we didn't do much at all to challenge Liverpool's defence against two centre-backs who haven't really looked that great at all, especially in Alexander-Arnold, who hasn't been playing that well. And ultimately I think we've just, it's as people are saying, we've just played them back into form, and it's just really unacceptable to see. They obviously get that VAR decision now. I thought that was the correct decision. Jota really did look offside, and I thought it was a funny decision that went our way. And it was nice to see that. Quite frankly, we got away with that one. But then minutes into that second half, and we've conceded a goal to, I think it was Mohamed Salah, and it was really poor there. And then, as I said, I think it was really unpredictable for that point. It could have went either way. As I said, we had that chances with Trezeguet. They had some opportunities, but were really on that final cutting edge. It just felt like a lapse in concentration. I think, although it was a good finish by Alexander-Arnold, I think there was too many bodies in the box for Martinez to see and properly work out what to do there. And it was just, he just goes in and you just got to think we did this last season at home. With a draw even back then would have been a really good result to take away. We've blown it again. And it's just, we just can't keep doing this. We can't keep playing the way we are. And it's just not acceptable in terms of players. I think man of the match for me. Who'd you say is man of the match? It's hard to say. Would you say man? But you could say Watkins. I think Begin did much better today. I think Target didn't have a bad game at all. I think Martinez did quite a good few saves. I'll take Watkins because he got the goal. I think really confidence-wise, he looked really up for it today. But it's just so poor. Douglas Luiz giving the ball away again multiple times in the pitch, really giving them their chances. Traore not good enough. Trezeguet didn't have any bloody impact at all. And it shows perhaps he's not really somebody that can start the game. He needs to be an impact. So, although he did have that one chance, I just didn't think he had really anything to happen in the game. Mings obviously making that one mistake where Salah was nearly in and nearly scored, but he put it wide. Um, he's got to, if he wants to go to England, wants to start, he's got to be able to cut that out. Ultimately, it's just poor. It's just a really same result to see, because if I would have come on in, I would have been really happy with a draw, considering it's still a tough team to play against. But when you're losing in the last minutes of the game, you've got to be seen out, and it's just not good enough. You know what I mean? So I think it's an all-round issue tonight, but I think really it does been pointed on Dean Smith. That substitution with Barkley, not good enough. And I think really for me, it's how long are we going to say that these type of performances and results are going to be acceptable? You know what I mean? Because as I've said already, I don't care if we've had a much better season than last year. Say that at the end of the season when we actually have finished. You know what I mean? Because we all know it's much better than last season. We're a team that's had some great results. We've had a great run of form at the start, and we're going to finish in a much better position. But as I said, considering where we could have achieved this season, to think we could go as low as maybe below top 10, I just think it's really poor. And I think if we was to have this same type of finish and result season next year, I'd say, where else does Dean Smith take us? Where do we go forward from here? It's fine being given the money to buy your Ollie Watkins and Matt Cashes, but if we're not getting the results out, not getting a position that warrants the player standing, and of course Jack Grealish, but ultimately there's nothing we can do about that. I've got to say, where else are we going to be going with Dean Smith if we're just going to have this same type of quality next season? He's really got to invest in somebody that plays like Jack Grealish, because we can't just ride this out until he comes back. A lot of strengthening that midfield and a lot of improved quality in the wingers position. And it's, as I said, if we're not going to get that, if we're not going to have a much better season than what is potentially going to be of this year, we're not going to finish much higher. I just don't see where else we can go with these, because we're just not getting in a position where we want to be challenging or should be expecting to challenge. And I just think results like this today just aren't going to help us in that cause. So yeah, as I said, I'm really disappointed. We'll get on to our next match. I don't know who that is. I think it could be Everton. But hopefully we will actually put somebody much better than that. But that's been my instant match reaction to Liverpool 2, Aston Villa 1. Tell us in the comments down below what you thought. Obviously, really disappointing. Aston Villa currently are now on the 11th place position in the table. But without further ado, I've been Ben, up the Villa, the pride of Villa. See you later, boys.